Tonight at 6, the Flash Activities Board is hosting their homecoming kickoff Flash Bash. I have the latest coming up.
A new era for vape and tobacco shops is here as a new city ordinance has come into effect, restricting the number of shops in the city.
Jim Jordan lost the first round of House Speaker votes last night. Hear what he had to say and what will happen next.
And President Joe Biden is going to visit Israel as the conflict between Israel and the militant group Hamas continues. We'll have all this and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Tuesday evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Noah Rowe.
And I'm Joe Malbin.
Tonight we start with an event hosted by the Flash Activities Board.
Our correspondent Nuriad Hurtado is live outside the Student Center ballroom. Nuriad, what's going on tonight?
Hi guys, yeah, that's right. I'm here outside of the Student Center ballroom when Flash Bash just started. Now we have many students in line trying to get into the event. The Flash Activities Board is hosting Flash Bash right now as an annual kickoff to get students excited for homecoming week and involved in festivities. Flash Bash has free mac and cheese and mashed potatoes for everyone to enjoy. They also have pottery painting with the goal of having students be committed to the event. Right now, the first 250 students are getting a bobblehead of Flash, and the next 150 students will receive a baseball hat. Also, Flash Bash is an opportunity to meet your homecoming core for this year, as well as learn more about Education Award. You're still on time to come since the event is until 8 p.m. But for right now, for TV2 News, I'm Nuriad Hurtado.
If you're as big of a vegetable fan as I am, you're in so much luck. If you are prepared to brave the rain tonight, the Kent State Farmers Market is currently going on. The Farmers Market has partnered with the university to teach students about the local farming community and provide fresh produce to the great people of Kent. The event is running from 4 until 7 p.m. in the main parking lot of the rec.
Well, as October's Talking with Todd, KSU President Todd Dyken gave a moment of silence for the ongoing conflict in Israel. Dyken also spoke about the 2024 fiscal year budget. There will be a $10 million deficit in the budget by 2027. Dyken also says Ohio officials think colleges are not spending money efficiently and there's high competition for enrollment for public schools.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Aaron Houck, your Tuesday evening weather reporter. Let's take a look at these fall temperatures here in Kent this evening. Currently in Kent, it is 57 degrees, feels like 55. Our dew point is right around 41, with winds northeast at 8 miles per hour. Humidity is at 57% and visibility is at a clear 10 miles. As for this evening, tonight's low will be 42 degrees. Winds will shift to the west at 7 miles per hour. Cloudy skies overnight with your sunset this evening being at 6:47 p.m. And for tomorrow's forecast, we're going to be able to see that at right around 6 a.m., 44 with clear skies. Noon will bring us 60 degrees with partly cloudy and then 64 right around 6 p.m. Coming up, I will give you guys the full rundown on your 7-day forecast.
The City of Kent is proposing a new bill that would potentially limit the number of smoke shops in the area.
Our correspondent spoke with council members and members of the community about the change. Dennis, what's the word?
That's right, guys. Because of a new city ordinance, Kent residents might not be seeing their local vape and tobacco shops for much longer, marking a new era for these businesses.
On August 16th, Kent residents voted in a new ordinance that limited the number of vape and tobacco retailers in the city.
Yeah, you're going to be doing some business, but how much of that business can you really be doing when you have 13, 14, 27 competitors in one city?
Manager of a local vape shop, Jay Layer, says not only vape shops are affected, but also gas stations and other stores that sell these products.
This is not just including like head shops and vapor stores. This is also including gas stations and grocery stores. Anywhere that sells cigarettes has to have one of these tobacco licenses.
City Councilman Jack Amrine says he has received complaints about some of the local stores.
We had a lot of people complain to City Council that they don't like how a lot of I don't know if you've seen them, but they have lights around the windows and they have all sorts of different characters in the window that light up. it really is rather distracting, and it doesn't look great.
Something both city council and local shops both agree on is that they want to help stop the sale of these products to underage buyers.
So right now, all the stores that are in existence are grandfathered in, so if everyone remains above board, follows the law and doesn't sell to underage, they'll still be around for a long time. It's only when they get fined repeatedly that they're going to revoke that license.
Some residents, both smokers and non-smokers, feel that this new ordinance could have some benefits.
I think it's inevitable to not have smoke shops in a college town. That's the thing. I think just condensing them a little bit, if they're downtown, they're downtown. It's one of those things that'll just happen. I feel like
having kids vaping in front of the families that visit this downtown, obviously it's not going to look the greatest considering the time we're in now. Back 40 years it was socially acceptable.
Limiting the number of vape shops is another action that local government is taking to combat the effects of these products.
All 27 shops that are currently in the city have been grandfathered in, but if any of them do not follow the ordinance or decide to close, they will be gone. One person has already been denied a request to open a new shop. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Dennis Farahani.
Thanks, Dennis. And tomorrow, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine will be presented with the National Distinguished Advocacy Award. This is the most prestigious award that the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network can award someone. DeWine is being honored for his significant contributions to Ohioans' tobacco policy. DeWine will receive the award tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. in the Ohio State House atrium.
Ohio's Republican U.S. Senate candidates met over the weekend in Medina for the first forum of the primary campaign. Candidates at the forum include Westlake entrepreneur Bernie Moreno, State Senator Matt Dolan, and Secretary of State Frank LaRose. Candidates clashed over foreign policy topics such as the conflict in Ukraine, the war in Israel, and the U.S.-Mexico border.
According to the Innovation Ohio study, over 2 million adults in Ohio aren't registered to vote, and 700,000 registered voters have missed the last 3 federal elections. Only 250,000 votes separated the results of Ohio's Senate race last year. State lawmakers are considering a proposal that would force Ohio voters to register their party before voting in primary elections.
Jim Jordan will be We the People Speaker for such a time as this.
Congress voted today for a new House Speaker, despite Ohio's own Jim Jordan not getting the votes he needs. He's not giving in the race.
As November and December quickly approach, Americans are beginning to rethink their plans, what to consider when traveling this holiday season.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. The House is still on the lookout for a House Speaker as nominations and a first vote was held earlier today.
Our correspondent Anthony Leonardi has more on the latest developments. Hi, Anthony.
That's right, guys. Today marks 2 weeks since Kevin McCarthy was ousted as House Speaker, and Republican nominee Jim Jordan lost the first vote to become Speaker. Jordan expressed last night the urgency of electing a House Speaker as soon as possible.
The American people deserve to have their Congress, their House of Representatives working. And you can't have that happen until you get a speaker, so we need to do that. Plus, we need to be helping our dearest friend and colleague, our dearest friend and closest ally, Israel. We need to help them as well.
Jordan pushed for a floor vote on his speaker nomination this afternoon. Despite no guarantees, he had enough support from his own party. He received 200 votes, missing 17 to become House Speaker during the first vote. Kevin McCarthy was among those 200 votes in support of Jordan, and Jordan said he will go through as many rounds as needed. However, many representatives expressed their concerns of having him as the Speaker nominee.
And the idea that this guy is a Republican nominee to be Speaker, a guy who aggressively agitated the activities that happened on January 6th, I think is disgusting.
He has an exquisite complement of leadership skills, and I think that as folks got to see what he would do to bring our conference together, it gave them greater comfort that he's the right man for the job.
The House is expected to hold another round of votes with the goal to elect a House Speaker today. For TV2 News, I'm Anthony Leonardi.
President Joe Biden will visit Israel this week as the country is in a war against the militant group Hamas. President Biden will meet with Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, with the goal to, quote, reaffirm the solidity with Israel. The Pentagon is preparing U.S. troops for a potential deployment to the country for medical and logistical support, but the White House is still looking for a diplomatic solution to the conflict.
The World Food Program has warned that shops in Gaza will run out of available food stocks in less than a week. This comes as retailers are unable to stock from wholesalers and warehouses are having trouble distributing essential food commodities due to the war between Israel and Palestine. WFP spokesperson warned bread supplies are running short with only one of the 5 flour mills in the Gaza Strip functioning due to a lack of fuel and electricity.
2 U.S. officials have confirmed the U.S. has secretly provided Ukraine with long-range missiles after images of the missiles' submunitions began circulating on social media. The U.S. decided to send the missiles quietly since Russia knew about them, and the U.S. was concerned they would move equipment and weapons out of reach before the missiles could be used. U.S. officials indicated that Ukraine used the missiles to attack Russian airfields in this eastern Ukraine this week.
Former President Donald Trump will be interviewed under oath Tuesday, this time for a lawsuit. The suit is connected to the former president's time in office and the alleged termination of an FBI official. In Trump's election subversion case, a federal judge in Washington, D.C. issued a limited gag order against the former president. Trump made inflammatory comments about special counsel Jack Smith as well as potential witnesses in the case, and the order will forbid Trump from publicly targeting court personnel.
A climate advocacy group says it will launch an ad campaign to endorse President Biden's climate and clean energy agenda. Organizers with Climate Power say they plan to spend $80 million on the digital and television ad campaign leading up to the 2024 presidential election. According to a poll, when Americans heard what is in the new plan, the majority of them supported it.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look at the weather across Ohio this evening. Here in Northeast Ohio, up on the water, 54 in Sandusky with 53 in Cleveland and 54 in Ashtabula. 52 in Mansfield and Worcester, along with Canton. Here in Kent, 57 degrees and 51 in Youngstown. As for the rest of our state, we can see that down in Cincinnati, we're at 57 degrees with 56 in Dayton and 55 in Lima. Columbus is 56 with Athens at 55, Steubenville at 51, along with Akron. As for your guys' 7-day forecast, we can definitely see that temperatures are going to remain cool this week. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies with a high of 67 and a low of 54. Some rain showers are going to be moving into our area for Thursday and Friday, bringing us a high of 66 on Thursday and 60 on Friday. For your weekend, partly cloudy skies with a high of 59 on Saturday and a high of 58 on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday will also persist with those cloudy skies, bringing us highs of 59 on Monday and 70 degrees on Tuesday. And that is all for your Tuesday evening weather report. Stay tuned at kentwired.com for more news and weather updates. I'm Aaron Houck.
With the holidays rapidly approaching, inflation is forcing many families to adapt.
CNN's own Mike Valerio has more on the story.
The holiday season is quickly approaching, and inflation is impacting travel options for many Americans. A new survey from Bankrate found most travelers are looking for ways to take a trip without breaking the bank.
77% of holiday travelers are making adjustments, but they don't want to skip the trip entirely. They're willing to drive instead of fly. They're willing to stay in cheaper accommodations or pick cheaper activities.
Bankrate senior industry analyst Ted Rossman says you may find deals if you have flexible travel days.
Could you go earlier? Could you stay later? If you're willing to fly the morning of Thanksgiving, that actually might be a big cost savings opportunity, and hopefully you still get there in time for the family dinner.
And make your money work for you.
Take stock of your rewards points and miles, whether it's cashback credit card rewards or airline miles or hotel points. You may be sitting on more value than you realize.
Another concern for travelers, flight delays and cancellations, especially after a rough holiday travel season last year. But you can book with a credit card that has strong travel insurance protections.
A lot of cards will include these at no added cost, and they help with everything from damaged rental cars to canceled or delayed flights, lost or delayed luggage.
Just a few steps you can take to make sure your holidays are as happy and stress-free as possible.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mike Valerio.
If you've ever found yourself stuck in the middle seat of a plane before the window seat was filled, you understand the problem that United Airlines is attempting to fix. In economy, those with window seats will now board first, followed by those with middle seats. The airline said that the new system is a lot like their old system from 2017, except with more nuance. The new process will allow pre-boarding, award tier, and higher seat class customers to be seated first.
This weekend was huge for movie lovers everywhere. The box office had a tight competition to see which movies would win and get more fans into the cinema.
You get a broom, and you get a broom. Find out about all the sweeps in sports coming up.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Della Fowler, and wow, we are certainly in the best time of the year. I'll tell you why. First, we'll start off with the theme of the night. It's sweeps. We will start off as the Kent State women's field hockey team has swept the MAC awards for the week. Sophomore Patricia Strunk was awarded MAC Offensive Player of the Week, while junior Cecile Van Ejik was awarded MAC Defensive Player of the Week. These awards come following a perfect weekend for the Golden Flashes on the field, defeating the Miami Redhawks 2-1 and the Lock Haven Bald Eagles 3-1 as well. And the Texas Rangers have yet to lose a game in the 2023 playoffs. Can the champs bounce back and cut the streak? We'll see. Framber Valdez on the bump. You'd think they have a good advantage, but his fastball is MIA and has been all playoffs. Adolis Garcia, nicknamed the Astro Killer, reigns true to his alias and makes it a 2-0 ballgame with that hit. And then he'll pass the baton to Mitch Garver, who's been fabulous in the playoffs so far. He's got runners on the corners, and the Rangers are going to do what they do best, strike while the iron's hot, making it 3-0 early with the bases loaded. They'll take another run by Nathaniel Lowe, and then Fromber will finally get out of the jam. Astros, who you gonna call when you need someone? Yordan Alvarez. He's had 4 home runs and 6 RBIs just in the ALDS alone. But Jonah Heim shows that he can hang out with the big ball as well. Keep in mind, he was injured when the Astros got the sweep against Texas in early September, so he's who the Astros have seen the least. Alex Bregman, though, we've seen him a bomb to the Crawford boxes, but this is showing the Astros' weaknesses. All they're doing is hitting solo shots, except for, of course, professional hitter Michael Brantley. He'll put this one into center field for a hit, trying to put the juice back in this Houston Astros offense going up. The champs need 2, and Yordan Alvarez is going to be the story of the game. He'll hit another home run, his second of the night, against an old friend of the Astros, Aroldis Chapman. But no ducks on the pond, so no dice. Astros take it. And now game 1 with another team who hasn't lost yet. D-backs go to Philly off of a sweep of the Dodgers, and Kyle Schwarber welcomes them in with this dime. He'll be the player with the most leadoff home runs in postseason history after this one. Then Bryce Harper's going to come out and say, "So nice, let's do it twice." He'll send it right to right center field, and the fans are so into it. 111 decibels coming out of Citizens Bank Park. This is Red October. Nick Castellanos says, "Give me the hitting crown." This guy has hit 5 home runs in 3 back-to-back games. Gee whiz, the Phils can slug. They'll talk on 2 more with some small ball, but now the Serpientes up with Geraldo Perdomo. He's going in on the solo shot action, chipping away at the lead. But the Phillies will put in their closer, Craig Kimbrell, to close this one up, tying run at the plate. But the home team shows that they can slug and flash leather. Double play takes Phillies 5-3 win. And that's all I've got for sports tonight. I'm Della Fowler. You have a great rest of your night.
Oh boy! Disney mega fan, the company is celebrating a big birthday this week. There's tons of merchandise and special items for sale.
Welcome back. This weekend was busy for the box office, with many movies having their opening weekend. The Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert movie opened in theaters and brought in at least $95 million in the U.S. and Canada, according to AMC Theaters. That makes it the highest grossing concert film in the country. Some other movies were The Exorcist with $11 million, Paw Patrol with $7 million, and Saw X with $5.7 million.
Disney is celebrating a 100 year of magic this week, and they're auctioning off a whole lot of iconic merch. Want a ride car from Space Mountain? How about a popcorn bucket from the Magic Kingdom? How about the white gloves from a Mickey Mouse costume? All of these and more could be yours, as long as you're able to meet the price tag. Big Disney fans can find these unique pieces of Disney history on sale in and around the Magic Kingdom in Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say something, Noah.
What do you
that
want to
was
say?
a very impressive Mickey Mouse impression.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Can you
I
do it
appreciate
again?
You want me to do my Mickey Mouse impression again? Well,
live on air?
For the people, I can do anything.
Awesome.
Well, Joe, I can do a Mickey Mouse impression all day. What do you want to talk about? Did you see any of those movies we talked about?
I didn't. Did you?
No movies. I saw Saw X and it was super duper scary. Oh boy, I saw all of that and I was so excited for the movies again.
The movies are great.
They're fantastic.
I love movies.
That is all the time we have for you tonight at 6 though.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Make sure to follow TV2 News on social media at Ken Wired to stay up on date with the latest and check the website at kenwired.com. I'm Noah Rowe.
And I'm Joe Malbin. Have a great night, Portage County.